Hey, what's up, family and friends? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you these hits, high intensity training on this motivational Monday. If you all would give me about 2 minutes for everybody that's listening replay while I share this out to my social media feeds, and I wait for people to be able to receive that the motivational teacher to the masses has gone live. Thank you, Tashana. I see you out there. Hello. Please like, share, host watch parties. I see other people joining in the room. Like my lady queen, she got me saying it, joining in the room, the QIA room. So if you all would please host, share this, and host watch parties for it as I share this out to my other media outlets. I hope everybody's out there having a good day. Oh, no, not a good day, a great day. What's up, Q? Thank you for joining, bro. Who else is out there? I see eyes starting to add up, man. Y'all talk back to your boy. Talk back to your boy while I share this out. We're going to break bread tonight. Tonight's going to be a good one. I see a lot of eyes out there. Y'all holler at your boy. Who is that? With this new platform, I can only see who's coming in the room. So holler at your boy once you get out there. Y'all give me about another 30 seconds as I share this out. If you're watching this via replay, please fast forward to 2 minutes. Hey, what's up, Charlotte? You know I am going to do it tonight. I am going to break bread. Y'all already know. Y'all go ahead and let grandmama and them know that the motivational teacher to the masses is here. And tonight we're going to change lives. I know sometime when I'm putting these things together, when they have fire behind them. And this one is going to change lives. So you all go ahead and let people know to come on and pop on here while I share this out so they can get this whole thing, because tonight is going to be off the chains. It's time to transition and move this thing further down the road. It's time for us to get where God is sending us. It's time for us to start moving in that direction. We have no more limitations to us being where we want to be. One more time, let me share this. All right. Hey, what's up, Harley? Yep, he in the room. Y'all, I am, man, I've been live Sunday. I went live Saturday, and I did a lot of talking about what was going on in this world. But now I am back to what we do. And we understand that the world is in unrest right now. We're dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with George Floyd, what's going on there. So I understand that the world is in a different place right now, and I'll come back to that. But right now, I gotta break bread, because I can say that our purpose in God has not stopped because of what's going on in this world. Understand that God understand exactly what will be going on at this time in life, in order and even to know what He's called us to do, even in this moment. So even this moment can't stop us. Are we fired up? Yes. Are we upset? Yes. Are there a range of emotions right now? Yes. But however, ladies and gentlemen, we got to keep moving toward our purpose. The enemy wants nothing else but to distract us away from our purpose, to distract us from doing the good that we can. So tonight, we're going to get back on purpose. Go ahead and let your mama and them know, grandmama and them know that the motivational teacher to the masses has just gone live. And tonight is going to be a powerful one. I said it. Tonight is going to be a powerful one. You said it's buffering, Keisha. I hope that's better. I hope that's better. Tonight is going to be a powerful motivational Monday. Tonight, I am talking about the power of I am. Man, I'm going to break bread tonight. You already said it, Charlotte. The power of I am. Hey, what's up, Tanya? Thank you for joining us. The power of I am. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to be careful. How do we use this tool in our mouth we call a tongue? We have to make sure that we're using this thing as the pen of the ready writer. And God has given us a gift in these two words, that I am. Be careful how you use those two. Hey, Tessa, Aunt Tessa, happy birthday. Y'all should give Aunt Tessa a shout out. Tell her happy birthday. She's 27 today again. And she looks beautiful too, boy. She looks beautiful. So we have to be careful how we use these two words, because at the end thereof is our manifestation or our lot in life. We are right now sitting in the field of our previous I ams. I'm gonna break bread in a minute. Right now, I am where I am. I'm sitting in the seat of all of my previous I ams. If I'm going to change my life, I have to learn how to change my I am. I'm gonna break bread in a minute. I have an example of Abraham Lincoln, and I'm gonna bring this full circle. Abraham Lincoln understood the power of I am. Abraham Lincoln had 3 business failures, 3 of them. He had a nervous breakdown in 1836 during the same time. He lost the 1856 election. I'm going to break bread in a minute. He lost the 1856 elections. Now, Abraham Lincoln went through a series of failures to where it seemed like, I know y'all seen Django. He seemed like he couldn't get right. He seemed like everything I touched did not fold. Everything I did, it failed. Abraham Lincoln went through a series of failures. But one thing Abraham Lincoln had was hope. He had a positive I am. He earned the name Honest Abe as a teenager, as he stood up for himself versus a big bully and stood up for some other more of the town kids against the big bully. Hey, what's up, Mom? Thank you for joining. And he stood up for him. He earned the name Honest Abe. Now, you got to think about a guy that had that many failures coming up. And some of us out there, just like me, just like you all, we've had, but you got to understand that what you went through is tied to where you're going. Understand, I don't live from that place anymore, but my I am is tied to where I'm going and not where I've been. So Honest Abe had 5 different failures. Ran for the president election in 1856. He lost. Abraham Lincoln was elected the 16th president of the United States in 1861. Now I'm gonna break bread. See, right now there's so many of us that we struggle with our past, and we struggle what we went through as to get to where we are today. And we make decisions from that place of where we were, and not make decisions from the place of I am. I'm gonna break bread before this is over. We don't make decisions from the place of I am. We're making decisions from back there when Abraham had 4 failed businesses. When his wife died, he had a nervous breakdown. And see, today, most of us, hey, what's up, Winnie? Most of us, like Abraham Lincoln, we went through all of those times, but we're still making decisions from that position today that happened back 10 years ago. And we allow sometimes that 7, 8-year-old boy that's on the inside of us, that's insecure, that grew up in poverty, and poverty grew up in him. If I'm not careful, my I am statements will be from that 7-year-old kid and not from my 41-year-old self. I'm breaking bread right now. Abraham Lincoln had something special. Abraham Lincoln became the 16th president of the United States. Now, why did Abraham Lincoln past have to be the way it was? I'm going to break bread in a minute. Why did it have to be the way that it was? Because God understood that when he put a man in the White House that was going to pass the Emancipation Proclamation to free slaves, number one, he had to be compassionate. But number two, he had to be willing to fight. But overall, he had to be willing to see the mission through. He had to be willing to see the mission through. A lot of times what we go through, it's the power behind our punch that we need to punch through to get to our future. What's up, Edwin? A lot of times, the thing that we despise the most is the thing that should have taught us the most about where we're going and not about where I've been. I'm breaking bread right now. We have to understand and change our I ams. Right now, and some of us out there, that you got a business deep down on the inside of you, but that business is hidden under, man, I am poor. That business is hidden on the, man, I just ain't got it. Man, they not gonna take a chance on me. Some of us out there right now, you are a beautiful spouse to somebody right now, and every morning you wake up in the morning, you tell your spouse, man, I'm too fat. Man, I done gained so much weight. Man, I just ain't. Man, what these pants look like on me? They you can tell I gained. See, man, our I am determines what we get out this world. Our life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Boy, Boy, I'm going to break bread in a minute. My life is a self-fulfilling prophecy about what I believe about me. Man, I'm going to tell you the truth in a minute. I am going to tell you the truth in a minute. We can never outperform who we believe that we are. I just broke bread. Why can't I ever get that breakthrough motivational teacher to the masses? Why every time I seem like I take one step forward, I take two steps back? Why? It's because you don't believe that there's greatness on the inside of you enough to accomplish that thing that God has already given you. I'm breaking bread right now. The power of life and death are in the tongue. Be careful what proceeds out of your mouth. Man, I'm going to break bread before this is over. The power of I am. Formulating and engaging an I am statement is a skill that every conscious creator must have. Every conscious creator must understand the power of I am. The power of I am is so strong that God Almighty described him. God, who should I tell him sent me? He said, I am sent me. Man, I'm gonna break bread right now. See, so many of y'all, so many of us don't live in our I am. We live in our I was. We may, yeah, I knew I grew up that way. And they ask you, who sent you? You say, I was sent me. Who's going to interview for this job? I know, I on the inside of me, I know this job is too big for me. And you go in and they ask you who sent you. You say, I was sent me. And you have that interview like you're that 9-year-old kid that was told that you weren't smart enough. Or you have that interview like you're that 14-year-old kid that got cut from the basketball team. Or you have that interview like you're the same kid in high school that everybody joked on. And you walk up in the interview and you say, I was sent me, and you don't have the confidence to see it completely through. We got to move from I was sent me. I was going in the interview. Man, come on, man. I'm breaking bread right now. We got to move beyond that I was version of who we are. Man, you just said it, Tanya. We can kill a dream before it even have a chance to manifest. You just said it. Hey, what's up, Adalia? Thank you for joining us. You just said it, Tanya. We kill it before we walk in the room because I was is interviewing. I was is sitting in the interview chair. I was is going to the bank with your business plan. I was is going into your next relationship when you believe that you can't have that relationship. I was is making decisions for you. We got to move beyond I was and say I am. I'm going to break bread in a minute. If it was good enough for the God of the heavens of earth, then doggone it, it was good enough for us. You walk in that doggone interview and you go in there as I am. I'm going to break bread in a minute. The genesis of I am statement started with God. Tell them who sent you. Tell them I am sent me. Man, I'm going to break bread before this is over. I am connects us to source energy. We manifest what we are. I just broke bread. We manifest what we are. Or can I say it like this? What I am. And see, most of us have this relationship with the world to the point where we see I am as a physical location, or we see I am as a physical place where I am in my life, whether it's spiritually or whether it's emotionally or whether it's in my health. We see I am as this physical location of where I am in my life. I am is not about where I am physically today. I am is about who God said I am. We make I am statements from the bowels of our belly based on what our Creator said about me. Let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich. Let the motivational teacher to the masses say, I am called to masses. Although I see 20 eyes looking at me, I am called to the let the power of I am. My reality is not the eyes that I see looking at me today. My reality is that there are masses that are waiting on me to be called in order to get to their destiny. We don't live by what it looks like. My I am statement is crafted by who God said I am. It's rooted in everything that God said I am, and not where this corner that this world has pushed me into. I feel this with everything. Right now, I feel virtue coming out of me. There's somebody out there right now today. You need this. You need this. You need this to change your life. You need this to change your children's life. Until you believe that there's more to you, don't ask the world to upgrade to place a premium price on something that you don't have value in. You better value you. You better believe that I am special. You better believe that there's something special to your I am. Otherwise, the world will always discount you. You will work a job for the next 40 years and make $35,000 when God has put a $400,000 business on the inside of you. You'll sit there and be in an abusive relationship where God has already delivered you from it. You will sit there because you're insecure about what God can do for you. I'm gonna break bread, but man, I'm telling you, this is gonna be one where I want to run. Y'all better I'm gonna sweat today. I've already. You're more than a conqueror. I believe I am. Man, I'm gonna sweat today because I feel this with everything deep down on the inside of me. We have to generate I am statements rooted in who God said we are. That is the genesis of I am. I am. See, a lot of us that we've allowed our environment to formulate our I am. And see, as long as we allow our environment to formulate our I am, we're not changing from the inside out. Because the world has told us that if your skin color is like mine, that you're 1/6 of a person. They've told us that if your skin color is like mine, you're not smart enough. The world has told you that if you're a female, that your earning potential is lower than that of your male counterparts. I am about to break bread. The world has told you that if you're a little bit overweight, they've told you that you ain't pretty. The world has told you that if you had a divorce, man, you're disdained. The world has told you that if you've done anything outside of society that society doesn't approve of, that you're an outlier or you're a statistic. Boy, I'm gonna tell you, we gotta let that stuff go and adopt what God says about us. Come on, Doc. I see you on YouTube. We gotta adopt what God has said about us. Stop trying to run from your past and run to what God has downloaded on the inside of us. I'm not running from my past. I'm running to my future. And my future is rooted in every promise that God has given me. Yes and amen. Oh, I'm going to sweat tonight. Tonight going to be this night. It's going to be the night. Because I feel this with everything in me that we need to know this in a time where we're in a national pandemic, in a time where there's a war against African-American men, where in a time when there's a war on the justice system. We need to know who we are. We need to know who we are. Don't settle for less than what God has already given you. Don't you dare compromise your value because of what somebody else said about you and they're stinking thinking. The reason why people make those statements about you because they feel inferior about themselves. Hurt people what? Hurt more people. Man, I'm breaking bread. I'm breaking bread right now. No more running from my past. I'm running to God. I'm running to my future. I am somebody. Let me get into these statements. In order to generate clear I am statements, you have to be clear about what do you want. What do you want this world to deliver to you? What's up, Lady Queen? What do you want this world to deliver to you? See, most of us, we can't attain the promises that are yes and amen because we can't clearly articulate what we want from this earth. What is it that you want? Why have you been planted for a season such as this? Why are you in the earth? If we can't clearly articulate what it is that we want, we'll never be able to walk into the fullness of what God has already given us. And see, it's not about what he's going to do. God doesn't have to do anything. The blessing, he's already blessed us with every spiritual blessing. It's already resides on the inside of us. But we have to become the I am version of ourselves to get. Who sent you? I am sent me. If I am sent me, then I am sufficient enough to work my gift from the inside to the outside. Who sent you? You tell them I am sent me. Boy, I'm gonna break bread tonight. And if you need to formulate your own I am. Your I am is backed by the full confidence of the word of God. What he said you are, you can do what it says you can do. You can be what it says you can be. You got to believe that I am special. I am mighty. I'm, like Edwin said, I'm more than a conqueror. You got to claim your I am. Thank you, Dr. Chris. We got to claim it. You have to be clear about what you want. Hey, I'm about to break bread. You have to be clear about what you want. A. B, You got to imagine yourself there at that place and make that I am statement. We have to start living out of our imagination and stop living out of our eye gates. Stop living out of our past. We got to start living out our imagination. We got to make the I am statement and believe it so much so that there's a vivid picture in our mind of what we want. My cousin Eb and I, we used to play this game growing up over at Aunt Sue's house. We used to play this game called That's My Car. And we would sit on the porch at Aunt Sue's house. Granted, we had a little orange sliding swing. We would sit there and we would play That's My Car. And Eb and I would sit there sitting like, ooh, that's my car. Ooh, that's my car. You got to start playing That's My Car with That My I Am. It's not about the car that I'm in. I'm not in the old raggler beat up car it used to be. I'm not playing I am with that car. I'm playing I am with what God said I am. I'm playing I am with what my future is and not what my past is. I can't keep wrestling with my past all the time because I will miss my future. I am what God says I am. I can do what God says I can do. We have to recruit our imagination in the process of creating our I ams. That's some good stuff right there. We have to recruit our imagination in creating the statements of I am. Boy, that's some good stuff. You got to let that marinate. You got to let that marinate. You got to recruit your imagination. Let me help you understand why. Because eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what's laid up for you on this side of the dirt. Forget going to heaven. I'm talking about in the earth. You got to recruit your imagination. That's why sometimes it's just good to drive by a business that you thought you wanted. Sometimes it's good to drive by a house. Man, like I can see myself in that. Sometimes if I can see myself having a 30-kid daycare, then you need to go visit a 30-kid daycare and see yourself running one of those one day. You got to live out your imagination. I'm going to break bread before this is over. 3 areas where we should create I am statements. 3 areas where we should create I am statements. Hey, thank you for joining us, Jacqueline. 3 areas. The first area, and I really didn't know what to call this area. And I wrote 2 or 3 different things down. I ended up scratching them out. And the first area, I'm calling it my being, because I think this is the foundation of you becoming who God created you to be. My being. In him I live, I move, I have my being. My being is the first part of me that I need to create my I am statements. Who are you? Who are you? What do you stand for? Who are you? I got to start understanding who I am. And my family and I, we do our I am statements. We on the way to school, we did them for years. And so I got to help you create some I am statements. Let me help you out about who you are. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I just broke bread. I am the apple of God's eye. Man, I am God's masterpiece. My being matters in this earth right now. I am specifically assigned to a day like today. You can't fire me from my job because I am sent me. You can't fire me. You can change the name on my paycheck, but you can't fire me from motivating and inspiring because I am the motivational teacher to the masses. Boy, I'm breaking bread. You can't change that. Why? Because that's what's down on the inside of me. See, he didn't say call those things that are as they are. That ain't what I ams do. I am call those things that are as they should be. Don't call them like they are. Call them how they. I ams are rooted in how it should be. I ain't gonna say I am the motivational teacher to thousands. I'm calling things as they are. Why would I waste my creative ability to call things as they are when God has given me genius and ingenuity? We have to call these things that we want to see to us. This ain't a blab it, grab it. This ain't a name it, claim it type thing. This is you about becoming it. You got to say this for years before you become it. That's why I'm saying right now, I am the motivational teacher to the masses because I am attracting the masses. Every time I make that confession, every time I make that I am attracting the masses. It's going to be some people out there, they're going to be like, man, I don't know why every time you turn the computer on, I got to listen. You know why? Because I attracted them to me. I called them forth. I am the motivational teacher to the masses. I don't look at what eyes looking back at me. I talk from what's on the inside of me until we can bridge the relationship to where we're talking about where we are today to where we want to be tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to always have maybe a little bit better than average life. You got to call those things that you're looking for. I am more precious than I am precious than any precious jewel. I am worth more. You can't, man, if you're making these I am statements, I don't care what man walk out your life. You know what? I am valuable. Why? Because I'm God's masterpiece. I'm the apple of God's eye. I don't care what job lays me off. I don't care. They can't change my worth. My worth ain't in my job title. Boy, I'm breaking bread right now. My worth ain't in me climbing the corporate ladder. My worth is not in how many zeros at the end of my check. My worth is in who I am as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a leader in my community. You can change and strip all the titles away from me. And at the end of the day, I am efficient enough to turn this world upside down because I am safe and secure about what God has called me to. And until you become that safe and secure about what God has called you to, you will always allow this world to mess up your manifestation. You'll always allow this world to change the narrative to your story. You better get your pen out. You better use your tongue like the pen of a ready writer. You better start writing your own narrative about your own story. Don't allow another man to shape the narrative about your life. You got to start using your tongue to shape your life. Too many of us now live out of what somebody else said about us. I call it people prison. We live about what somebody else think about us. We got to change the narrative. We got to change the narrative. And you have the tool in your mouth to change it. I am confident. Not worried about, man. And then people, when you start talking like this, yep, I just broke bread. When you start talking like this, you're going to have folk that are going to tell you, oh, you arrogant. Oh, you big-headed. Oh, you think you got it going on. Not that we do this stuff to try to make people feel bad about themselves, but we do this because I tell them I am sent me. I'll never be broke, busted, and disgusted. I am sent me. Who is I am? I am whatever you need me to be in that moment. Sent me. I lack no good thing because I am sent me. You better talk, boy. I'm breaking bread right now. I'm going to go back and listen to this 10 times myself. I'm going back in the morning when I go to the gym. I'm listening to the power of I am. I'm going to tear that gym up in the morning with my own words that coming out my mouth. Boy, I feel good about this stuff. We have to talk about who I am in my being. If you change what you believe in here, if you change what you believe in here, you can change what you see out here. And most people want to try to change from the outside in. True change doesn't happen externally. True change happens internally, and then it manifests itself externally. That's why we got to change our I am. That's why we got to change our I am. If I change what I believe in here, it'll manifest itself. I remember, man, and my mama tell you, I remember I still make this confession. I'll never be broke another day in my life. You all know that I struggled with poverty. I struggle like no matter if I made $10, I spent 12. I made $100,000. We spent $140,000. It was just poverty pulling. I got to making it. I'll never be broke another day in my life. And resources, man. Like I wasn't looking for Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey found me. One of my friends invited me to a class at their church, and we went to the class at their church, and it was on Dave Ramsey financial system. And that one class absolutely changed my life. I didn't know how I was going to go from being broke, busted, disgusted to I'll never be broke another day in my life. Once you start believing and saying what's on the inside of you, God will start attracting resources to you to change your life. But until you are able to formulate that I am, resources can't find you because you don't know where you're located. Man, I'm breaking bread right now. This is some good stuff right here. Financial Peace University. That's exactly what it was. Financial Peace University found me. I didn't find Financial Peace University. It found me. And until we're able to start putting these I am statements in the universe, these things can't start chasing us. We got to make sure that our character is in place in order to have it. Number one, we have to make I am statements about our being. Number two, we have to make I am statements about our purpose. I am full of life and filled with possibilities. Listen to what I just said. Listen to what I just said. If anybody hang up off this one, I'm wondering if they human. I am full of life and filled with possibilities. Boy, don't you know that there's something special about you? I am worthy of all good things. You got to start making these comments. That's why I'm not surprised when people call and say, "Hey, I got a speaking engagement for you, and it's over here." I'm not surprised when they call on my job, say, "Hey, we want to promote you again." I'm not surprised when somebody call and say, "Hey, I have this, and I want you to bless us, or whatever it is. I want to give it to you." I'm not surprised. Why? I am worthy of all good things. I don't have to beg, borrow, and steal. God came so that I can have life and have it more abundantly. I am worthy of all good things. Somebody need to hit yourself in the chest right now and say, I am worthy of all. I should have a beautiful wife. I should have kids that make A's and B's in school. I should have a thriving business. I am worthy of all good things, not just because I'm so good, I'm so precious, but I am sent me. And I make my power statements from I am, and I am has given me the strength and given me the vibrations to attract what I am. I just broke bread. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that might be one of the most powerful segments I've ever done. I am. Man, we got to get to this stuff. Listen to this one. I am a powerful force for good in this world. Like, I'm giving you all these. I hope you're writing them down. I hope you all are writing these down. I am a powerful force for good in this world. My life, and I make this one, God, my life is a conduit system. You only feed me so I can feed other people. I am worthy. I am a powerful force and good in this world. Right now, when the world is in unrest and this group is going against this group and this group is going against this group, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, somebody got to speak life. And I'm tired of watching doom and gloom on CNN. I'm tired of watching, the world is all good on the Fox network like there's not a pandemic out here. They all feed us their narrative. We have to change it to I am's narrative. I am worthy of all good things. I'm a force for good. Check this one out. I am being guided and protected by Almighty God. I am being guided and protected by Almighty God. I'm not worried. I don't fear by night. I'm not afraid of what might happen. God was charged his angels concerning me. See, we got to understand what we have in the original I am. Boy, I just broke bread right there. They talk about the OG. We're going to talk about the original I am. I'm not worried about arrows. I'm not worried about what he said, she said. I am protected by the Almighty. I can't come down off my mountain to go down to the base to chase what somebody said about me, man. I am being guided and protected by Almighty God. You better be careful putting your mouth on me. You better be careful, because I am protected and being guided by Almighty God. I ain't worried about what they write about me. I ain't worried about what they say about me. I ain't worried about, I got one half of my family don't talk to me now. I ain't concerned about why they don't talk to me. I can't come off my mountain to figure out why. God is calling us to greatness. And sometimes you got to walk away from petty in order to get the promise. I just broke bread. You can't get pettiness and the promise at the same time. You got to love one and hate the other. You got to cling to one and hate the other. You can't get them in the same place. I'm breaking bread right now. Somebody better holler at your boy out there. If you ain't running around your house, I'm wondering what's on the inside of you. You should be right now getting your notebook down, writing what I am. You should, your pen should be moving 100 times per hour right now. Right, I'm trying to show us how to get to the next phase in life. We can't be, I gotta say it. We cannot have a casual relationship with truth. We cannot have a casual relationship with truth. When I hear truth, I have to respond in the moment of which it is. I have to grab that truth. I have to put it on my paper, and I have to start exercising it faithfully. That's how I turned my life around. That's how I went from being debt broke to now being able to provide for my family. I am the Abraham of my household. That's how I went from really talking into a mirror to now reaching thousands per week. I had to go and grab hold of what the truth is for my life. The truth for my life, and for a long time, I was so insecure about who I was and what I've been called to do. And I made decisions from insecurity. But once I started making these, it absolutely changed my life. You got to start making these I ams until they become I am. You got to make it about your purpose. And the first place was you got to make it about my being. The second place is you got to make I am statements about my purpose. And number 3, the church folk ain't gonna like this one. I have to make I am statements about my abundance. Hey, somebody better talk to your boy out there. I got to make I am statements about my abundance. I am, y'all feel your boy. I am blessed, highly favored, and empowered to prosper. How good is it to know that I have been empowered from the great I am to prosper? Man, I'll never be broke another day in my life. Why? Because I am empowered to prosper from the great I am. My marriage is empowered to prosper from the great I am. My kids are empowered to prosper from the great I am. I am highly favored. Man, whatever I do, go. Would it be tough time? That would be tough time. But trust me, they ain't here to stay. They ain't here to last. They here to pass. I am empowered. Man, this is some good stuff. I am empowered to prosper. How about this one? Edwin said it earlier. I am more than a conqueror. Somebody better talk to me. I ain't worried about what the day brings. What I am more than a conqueror. I remember we had to sell my car at cost because if we didn't, it was about to go back. I remember when we had to take the bill from the car. I remember when I had to go move in with one of my colleagues and I stayed in a room, really not even the size of this room. It was actually the size of a closet. And I had to go stay with one of my colleagues. And even in the midst of me living we're having a box spring mattress and a mattress top on the floor of that room, I said, I am more than a conqueror. I am much greater than my circumstance. I asked my wife, she had a master's, a 6-year degree, a house, 2 cars, and here I am living in a closet. I said, what about me back then attracted you to me? She said, yep, you were there, but you never talked like you were there. Boy, I just broke bread because I never was there. I mentally was never in that room with a closet on. I was mentally never there. I knew there was greatness on the inside of me. I knew that I am highly favored. I knew I was empowered to prosper. It just took time for that empowerment to catch up to me. And see, a lot of times we're judging ourselves based on what it looks like right now. Don't you dare judge yourself by what it looks like right now. If anybody else had gone through what you went through, they would have been quitting. They would have gave up. They would have threw in the towel. They would have granted, this might be my lot in life, but you're still grinding. Don't you dare judge yourself about where you are right now. You better look in the mirror and say, I'm more than enough. I am more than a conqueror. You better look in the mirror and say, I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. I have been empowered to prosper. I am worthy of all good things. I'm more than a conqueror. Man, listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's a life for you on the other side of I am that is amazing. There's a life on the other side of I am that is amazing. But you got to level up who you are to attract those things. You got to level it up. Like I can't be the I was version of me. I got to move into the I am version of me. I got to move into the is to come version. He said, tell who sent you? I am sent me. He didn't say tell him I was. We got to move into that I am section of who we are in life, ladies and gentlemen. I just gave you 3 areas where you should create I am statements. Number 1 is about who you are, your being. Number 2 is about your purpose. And number 3 is about your abundance. We got to start attracting those things to our life. We have to start attracting those things to us right now where we are in the earth. See, too many of us, we allow life to happen, and we have to deal with everyday life situations because we live in life happening. We have to move beyond life controlling us to us controlling life. And you can never fully grab control of life until you have the power of I am. Until you're living out, not the I am we doing. Like most of us practice I am statements now, but it's I am what I am today. Like it ain't what I am today. I don't make I am statements about what I am today. I make I am statements about where I want to be tomorrow. I am where I am today is a reality. I can see it right now. The law of attraction. Thank you, Tashana. I am. I see it today. We got to make these comments to attract where we want to be. I am. You never heard me say, I am the motivational speaker to a few. I'm the motivational speaker to 1,000. No, the masses. It's so many we can't put a number on it. And you got to start making comments about that in your life. I'll never be broke another day of my life. Man, my body is whole. My body is healed. Every cell in my body lines up with the word of God. You got to start making those comments about yourself. If you don't value you enough to invest in you, don't ask another man to put his money in. You have to value yourself enough to make those confessions, to make those I am statements. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, 5 years are going to pass. As long as we're living, 5 years is going to pass. We have to start building today to sustain our tomorrow. I just broke bread. We got to start building block by block. Block by block. I got to start building who Anthony is 5 years from now. By crafting my life with my own I am statements that agree with what God has already called me to do. That's why I'm not concerned. I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm not concerned with how this world deals with itself. Now, I do my civic duty. I vote. And y'all heard me. I poured my heart out on Saturday and Sunday. But ultimately, that stuff can't stop me from attaining the ultimate purpose of which God has already given to me in this earth. And nor can what you went through, nor what you're going through, if you don't allow it, nor can it stop you from attaining every promise that God has given you that are yes and amen. He came so that you can have life and have it more abundantly. Don't you dare settle for anything less than what he said you can have. If you got a vision on the inside of you, don't you dare pump the brakes on it. You keep building one block at a time. Don't you dare give up on what you believe God told you were supposed to be doing. Don't you dare allow some stinking thinking person, somebody that got half the brain, to tell you who you are because they're insecure with who they are. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to start building our life with our own personal I am statements. I've given you 12 I am statements to begin changing your life. Now, you can make them personal however you choose to make them personal. But I'm telling you without a shadow of a doubt, this is how I changed my life. This is how I went from being flat broke, divorced, broken, into becoming the man of God and being whole as I am today. This is how I moved from robbing Peter to pay Paul to now I ride by a food bank and my wife and I, we write a check in order to support that ministry. That's how we move from. This is how we made that transition. And if you're going to get to that next phase of life, you have to make this same exact transition. And now that we're not done with it. We're still making transitions. I'm a player/coach, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a player/coach. We're still making transitions. So we're still making confessions. We're still making I am statements. Ladies and gentlemen, I want nothing more than in 5 years, when we look up to see that all of us have attracted the gift of God in our life, to see how we're all connected and we're yoked together and we're watching each other living the promises of God. I can't wait to see that. Five years will pass. I got to tell you, 5 years will pass. Where will it find you? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for chiming into this conversation tonight. The power of I am. And I'm challenging you to subscribe to my YouTube page, Williams Inspire. Please like, comment, click that bell twice so you can get this fresh bread as it's being baked. Please do. I'm dropping fresh bread daily. I appreciate you all chiming into this conversation. Tashana, law of attraction, level up. Yes, say that. Touch not my anointing. You better say that. I am worthy of all things. We got all of this in our future, but we got to go get it. Nothing comes without a fight. Appreciate that, Edwin. Nothing comes without a fight. Hey, these are they that's possessing the land. Be strong and very courageous. You got to go take it, Tanya. You got to go take it, Tanya. I see your marathons online. You got to go. That's taking it right there. That's believing that I got something so special. I'm willing to give myself to it. Until we get there, ladies and gentlemen, until we get to that place where we're making these powerful I ams, we can change our lives. Thank you, Win. Hey, I am challenging you to wage war on mediocrity. I'll pop back on. Y'all join us on Thursday night with Bridge of the Nations, Lady Queen, Antoinette Marie, and I. We gon' man, listen, this Thursday is gonna be off the chain. We're taking a popular story in the Bible and we're gonna spend the text and we're gonna look at it from every perspective in that text to show us how to use the Bible to change our lives. And that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate you all sitting here with me 40 minutes. And man, and until next time, I am challenging you to wage war on mediocrity. The motivational teacher is out. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for chiming into this conversation.